Today, we will enter a world full of brilliant capes and suits with an artist acclaimed for the hyper-realism of his work. Since the 90s, he collaborated for the most important publisher of American comic books with works such as the Marvel's miniseries, Come and Astro City. Among other great works, he became one of the most preeminent and respected comic book artists of the world. Nelson Alexander Ross was born in Portland and raised in Lubbock, Texas. His first approach with art was at the age of 3. He took a paper and drew the content of a television commercial that he had seen moments before, at least according to his mother, who was a professional fashion designer and a commercial artist, well known for making book designs, so perhaps part of Ross' talent is inherited. The first spark that ignited his passion for superheroes was when he discovered Spider-Man on the children's television show The Electric Company. At the age of 13, he began writing and drawing comics, influenced by artists such as John Romita Sr., Neil Adams, George Perez, and Bernie Wrightson. At 16, he discovered the realistic illustration of Andrew Loomis and Norman Rockwell, thus giving birth to the idea of applying that style in the world of comics. At the age of 17, he began studying at the American Academy of Art in Chicago, the same academy where his mother had studied. There, he discovered other artists such as J.C. Leyendecker and Salvador Dalí, whose quality of paintings Ross saw were not so far removed from that of the comics. It is at this moment that he has the determination to paint his own comic books. After graduating, he started working at an advertising agency as a storyboard artist. His first job in comics was the 5-issue miniseries Terminator: The Burning Earth, written by Ron Fortier and published by Now Comics. Ross created all the art from pencils to coloring. He did similar work on a variety of titles over the next few years. These works caught the attention of Marvel, who hired him to work on the science fiction anthology series Open Space, which had a disappointing result. His work would be published in issue 5, but the series was cancelled in issue 4 in 1990. But his first published work, painting superheroes, would not be long in coming. Actually, it would come flying in a red cape and a blue suit. In 1993, he illustrated the cover for a Superman novel, Superman, Doomsday and Beyond. Around the same time, he met writer Kurt Busiek, and the two began submitting proposals for series that would contain Ross art within. Marvel was interested in one of those proposals and agreed to produce a project that would later be called Marvels. The series would tell much of the history of Marvel Universe from the perspective of an ordinary person. The limited series was released in 1994 and amply showcased the extraordinary technical quality of Alex Ross. A couple of years later, the duo Busiek and Ross, along with cartoonist Brent Anderson, created Astro City, first published by Image Comics in 1995 and later by Wild Storm Comics. The series features an original world of superheroes and continues the Marvel's theme, exploring how ordinary people and superheroes react to a world where the fantastic is commonplace. Ross paints the covers and helps establish the costume and overall look for the series. The following year, Ross began working with the writer Mark Waid at DC Comics on one of his best-known and most prized series, Kingdom Come. This story presents a possible future for the DC universe, in which Superman and several other classic superheroes return from his retirement to tame a generation of brutal anti-heroes. The work featured Ross' redesigned version of many DC characters, as well as a new generation of them. He co-created the original character, Magog, basing his appearance and costume on Cable and Shatterstar, two characters created by Rob Liefeld. Both Waid and Ross showed in this work a wide knowledge of the classic heroes of DC, creating a deep and mature story with Ross art that provides a credible immersive setting to the world they had built. Following Kingdom Come came other notable works such as Uncle Sam, covers for Superman Forever, and Batman No Man's Land, plus tabloid-sized annual issues celebrating the 60th anniversary of DC Comics, Superman, Batman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman, as well as two specials with Justice League, Secret Origins, and Liberty and Justice. Working with writer Jim Krueger in the early 2000s, Ross plot and designed characters for a trilogy of Marvel limited series Earth X, Universe X, and Paradise X, which combined dozens of Marvel characters from various time periods. In 2001, he did work on special comics benefiting the families of those killed in the September 11, 2001 attacks, including his portraits of paramedics, police officers, and firefighters. With such outstanding works, his talent would also be required in other areas outside of comic books. Among many of these works are the design of the promotional poster for the 2002 Academy Awards. The same year, he was one of the 4 artists to depict Spider-Man on one of the covers of the April 27, 2002 issue of TV Guide as a promotional tie-in for the Spider-Man movie. In 2004, he would do a series of illustrations for the opening credits sequence of Spider-Man 2, depicting scenes from the first film. He also illustrated the cover art on the Anthrax albums We've Come For You All, Music of Mass Destruction, Worship Music, and For All Kings. In 2005, he designed the illustrated DVD covers for ADB Films' release of Gatchaman. Then he illustrated the DVD cover Savior of the Universe edition of the 1980 Flash Gordon movie, of which he is a big fan, and it is one of his favorite movies. In 2015, Alex was chosen by Apple Corps Ltd. To be the first artist in over 30 years to paint the Beatles. DC Direct, the collectible division of DC Comics, has produced 3 Kingdom Come comic book action figure sets based on Ross designs. The list of his works is really endless, so it is not surprising that he has received an equally endless number of awards, among which are National Cartoonist Society Comic Book Robin Award, many Eisner Awards, and several Harvey Awards. Ross won the Comics Buyer's Guide CBG Fan Award for Favorite Painter 7 years in a row, resulting in that publication's retirement of the category. He was also named Best Cover Artist by the CBG Awards 11 years in a row, from 1995 to 2005. And it is that the art of Alex Ross continues to connect at a very deep level in many comic readers and many others who are not. When we see the images created by this artist, we are amazed with that ability to represent a world so similar to ours, to these new mythological beings in such a real way that we fantasize about seeing them crossing the horizon from the window of our home.